Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Mount Moon Review podcast right here on Twitch, where we are recording live with an audience, and we can also be found on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and Twitch. And the Mount Moon Review podcast is your one-stop location for all things Pokemon, all the way from Sword and Shield, all the way down to Pokemon Sleep, which we have actually yet to talk about.
Maybe once it's released.
Yeah, maybe once it's released, we'll be talking about Pokemon Sleep, which I'm sorry. There had to have been a better name. There had to have been a better freaking name than just, let's call it Pokemon Sleep. I don't get it. But we have a whole list of things we're going to go down today. Duck, you've put together a pretty comprehensive list. What do you want to start with?
Why don't we let you take away with Pokemon Go news?
Well, why do I always get Pokemon Go?
Because you play Pokemon Go.
I do play Pokemon Go. They're actually... I troll that pretty hard to see what we're going to do with Pokemon Go, and there's not a whole lot this week. We do have a little bit of information. If you are going in and you're heavily into the new Team Go Rocket raids with your Shadow Pokemon, they have announced that they're going to be adding new Shadow Pokemon into the game. And we have images for those of you watching on Twitch of the Shadow Gyarados, Krylia, Houndoom, Marowak, and bloody heck, his name fails me.
Drowsy?
Yeah, Drowsy. There you go.
And it's Curlia.
Curly. I can't pronounce it.
Y'all know Raz can't say the names.
I do better than some people. I do better than some people. But what have you got? Have you got any of the Shadow Pokemon yet?
No, I have not played while the Shadow thing was active.
What kind of Pokemon fan are you?
Just not a Pokemon Go fan.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me.
I live in a remote area. I can't play.
Well, you're coming to my league tomorrow, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't. There's no excuse then, because we are lousy with Pokestops here.
Well, that's true. I play when I'm at your league.
Well, my league's happy with playing Pokemon Go, but when I bring people in from the outside, they get mad because we all run across the street occasionally if there's a good raid at a gym. But
I think that was very novel.
It was very novel, and I did take a vote. I want to point that out. I took a vote. Everyone agreed except for 3 people, and then I got salty about it because they didn't win.
Do you know if there's a higher chance for shinies for the Shadow Pokemon or anything like that?
Not that I've heard. From what I understand, unless it's during a community day, there is no increase on shinies. But if I do hear anything, I will be sure to let you know because I know you're a shiny kind of guy.
I do like shinies. I only have one shiny in Pokemon Go, though, and that's because I just so happened to open the app during the Chicory today, and the first one I clicked on was a shiny.
This past Sunday, we had the Ralts Community Day, and I completely forgot about it. I was doing stuff around the house, and we're sitting here, actually in this office, and one of my kids says, "Hey, it's Community Day." Oops.
I love Ralts, but I like green better than blue, so I actually prefer the non-shiny Gardevoir.
Right on. But yeah, that's really all we got for Pokemon Go this week. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff coming out. I know we got some Sword and Shield stuff to go over, and I know we got some big stuff to go over with Worlds that I'd kind of like to get to sooner rather than later.
Let's do that first.
Okay.
Just in case, because we're going to get into some stuff that people might consider spoilers. So let's get the Pokemon TCG thing out of the way right now.
So, for Pokemon TCG, we have the World Championship coming up here, not this weekend coming up, but the following weekend. Duck and I will both be there, playing in different events, but we will be there. There was an announcement that came out today that we've had a card banned specifically for Worlds. That's what it's at right now. It's just for the World Championship is being banned. And that is going to be Blaine's quiz show. Let me read the text for the card real quick, because this is goofy in and of itself. It's a trainer card for starters. It's a support card. Put a Pokemon from your hand face down in front of you and tell your opponent the name of an attack it has. Your opponent guesses the name of that Pokemon, and then you reveal it. If your opponent guessed right, they draw 4 cards. If they guessed wrong, you draw 4 cards. Return the Pokemon to your hand.
What a weird card.
It's goofy. It is just goofy out the gate. But here's where the problem comes into. At Worlds, this is the one event we have every year that every language version of cards are legal for play.
Yes, because it is, well, international tournaments as well.
Well, yeah.
No.
Internationals depend on the location.
Internationals, you do have to bring, I believe, I would have to look it up right now to know for sure, but I'm pretty sure you have to bring the local language.
Right. I believe, and like for Europe, there's multiple languages you can use.
Right.
For Canada, there's certain languages you can use.
Right.
United States, I think you're stuck to just English, if I remember correctly. But for Worlds, it's anything goes as long as your entire deck is the same. You can't mix and match.
Yes.
Okay. So the problem we're running into is how are they going to pick the Pokemon if they don't know the name of the move in every single language?
Right. And some Pokemon, the moves don't necessarily translate.
They don't. And sometimes they're called something different even when you translate it. So
exactly. So the example in the article we read was in English, Lillipup has the move Collect, and so does Herdier. But in French, I believe it was French example they used, Herdier and Lillipup don't have the same attack.
No.
It's a different name.
It's a completely different name, but it is a name that has something in common. That is the same name as another English card. So
right.
it's and I have seen some of the most ridiculous comments that I have ever seen in the Pokemon community, and not just people that are trolling. I'm talking legitimately dumb people. And there's a lot of people calling, well, just go by the English names. All right, genius. What about all the thousands of people coming in for this event from all over the world? I believe there's 1,500 people in the main event. Guess what? Only about a third of them speak English. Yeah, so are we going to require them then to learn all the English movesets on top of their native language?
That, and everybody carries around a book for translation purposes anyway.
They carry around the book, but again, you run into the cards not being the same, even if you do translate them.
All right, but then people could just look up the books.
Like, are they going to get a time extension every time they have that card played?
Yeah, I have no idea. But they'd have to get time extensions for translators to begin with.
Yeah, so I 110% agree that this card is banned. Now, here's my whole thing. This card's just stupid to begin with.
Yeah, it's kind of really unorthodox. I see the it's cute, but
it's funny. It's a freaking meme that someone made into a card. Tell me I'm wrong. It's a bloody meme. It's not even. There's no card like this. It is just dumb. I don't know what the heck they were thinking when they came up with this one. But I am glad to see it gone from Worlds. But I want it gone. Period.
I feel like it could be the kind of card to ban. Also, how does it work if you play it on TCGO? That's something I'd really like to test.
That's gonna be funny as heck to see. I haven't seen it yet, and now that it's been said, it's like I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, I might try to trade for a playset of them and then just do a game where I have max chances to pull Lele out. See what happens.
Just play like a Reshazard deck and then throw like a random Magikarp in there.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll just build the deck for testing it, and maybe me and you play, and then you just never attack me until I get it, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we can do that. But we've been playing a lot on PTCGO lately because we've been testing for Worlds.
Yeah, that's really the only way to test for format is playing against friends.
Yeah, well, we could use Untap, but that is the most unwieldy program, and I don't get it. We do have some people in chat pointing out that there are old Blaine cards that work similar to that supporter, and my argument is those were stupid too.
I'm not familiar with many of those, but
I'm not off top of my head. I think the ones they're talking about are pretty old, like pre X and Y. But
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know really much from pre black and white.
Pre black and white, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but so we're getting ready for Worlds. We are playing on PTCGO. I'm telling you right now, I'm actually the deck I'm playing. I couldn't get yesterday, for example, and a little bit today, not much. I could not find anybody I know that was online could play post rotation. So I started just going into the versus ladder, and I got way up to 11 win streak on there, post rotation
awesome.
against current rotation.
My deck is extremely weak to Guzma, so it doesn't go well when people are playing pre-rotation against me.
It's a danger, and I kind of I thought about popping out my custom catchers and going for the Guzma, but I figured if I can beat them with my post rotation deck, I'm golden. So that's what I'm going with.
Well, I know your deck. Well, I don't want to give too much information.
Well, I'm not playing in the main event. I'm telling you right now, I'm playing Reshazard.
Okay, yeah. It's playing Green's Reshazard. It's one of the decks that didn't really change much.
No, it didn't post rotation. Didn't change much at all. And I'm very thankful for that because I am cheap. I am really, really cheap. Thank God I just had somebody from my league from another town get the cards that I needed. So, hey Ed, thanks. But I got all my cards almost. I need a couple custom catchers and something else. I can't remember off the top of my head. But
yeah,
do you want to tell us what you're playing?
I'm playing the Mew and Mewtwo tag team and a whole slew of GX and EX Pokemon. Or I mean, sorry, just GX. But like they're all stage 2 and stage 1, so I'll never start with them, and then I just discard them with a variety of cards and then attack using whatever attack I want.
Right. It's a deadly deck. I mean, I've seen a lot of people talking smack on it, but I've yet to play it against you with that deck, and I kind of want to see it. So I just want to see how good it is.
I have run a lot. I started to run a lot of counters to Stadium, so Power Plant really doesn't stay out long enough to affect me, to hurt me, and that was the biggest counter I was afraid of.
Yeah, well, I'm running a set of Power Plant on top of a Heat Factory.
I think your deck is my biggest fear.
You know what? You got to have at least one. Otherwise, the deck's too OP, and everyone will run it, and it's just boring. So here's hoping. But you're playing in the open, so I really hope that you do well in that. Represent, man. Represent the podcast.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Too bad we're not. We should have thought about it a little bit sooner. We could have had T-shirts made, but you know,
yeah,
available in the store.
I was gonna try to get like a rush order of business cards printed from Vistaprint.
Hey, why not? I actually gotta send you the high res logo, but hey. So that's we're gonna be at Worlds. If anybody wants to set up a meetup, you can just send us a message, and maybe we'll send out something on Discord or something of that nature. We'll do a meetup. But
yeah, that'd be cool if we can get something like that going.
Yeah, and hopefully nobody's down there boo-hooing too much about the Blaine card. I have seen so many people complaining about that one card, I never even contemplated playing that in anything, and I can't think of any deck that would be integral
a meta
to.
card. Who was going to play that?
It's not. It cannot be integral to any deck. There cannot be a deck out there that card like this is my make or break card. I have to have the Blaine's quiz show, or else I'm going to lose.
I would think you would get more consistency out of playing How.
Yeah, at least then you know you're getting 3 cards.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just I don't know. That card's got to go. It's dumb, and if you play that against me in league or cup or challenge, I might flip the table on you because it's so stupid. And I don't know. It's prejudiced. I don't know.
So there was another bit of Pokemon news that came out today. I've been covering leaks all weekend. I was looking up leaks and stuff, and I saw one that said a trailer might release today. But I was in an area with no internet, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see a leak when I get off work.
Not so much.
No, but one light in the darkness was, we are getting a trailer on Wednesday.
Yeah, they did announce a date. We are getting a trailer this Wednesday. It's a new trailer for Sword and Shield. We see like we have seen about a 1 second loop clip of someone walking into a stadium is what it looks like.
So I was like, okay, I definitely know there were a few leaks that said the 7th was going to happen. So I went and found luckily there was a post where somebody compiled all the leaks.
Oh, that's convenient.
The 7th and the 5th was happening. So I went through all those leaks. I read every single one of them and pulled the main details out of the ones that said 7, but avoiding story spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't write anything about story spoilers, but this would be stuff that reveals new Pokemon, types of already revealed Pokemon, and stuff like that.
Okay, so what do we got?
All right, so the first leak I want to cover is it was posted on the 3rd, a couple days ago, and they say they have inside information, and this is stuff that happens in the trailer. We're gonna see a new 3 new Pokemon, a bug and fighting ant based design, which if anybody follows like the cut content from the games, they were planning on putting a very small bug Pokemon in black and white, but then scrap that card or Pokemon to add Heatmore and Durant.
Sprite's the word you're looking for.
Oh yeah, what did I say? Card.
So we're getting an ant.
Yeah, and that's something that the developers have already said they really want a small ant Pokemon in the games for a long time. So this might be the ant we finally get.
So is this gonna be Buzzwall's little cousin, or?
Maybe.
Yeah.
And just so it's out there, this guy said there would be a trailer on the 7th.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of credibility to it because he posted a couple days ago that the trailer would come out on the 7th, but Pokemon has now officially announced we will get the trailer on the 7th. So we already know he's a little bit right. So we kind of
a little bit of credibility. It could be wrong. There's a lot of leaks that said they would come out on the 7th, and then, and then they all say kind of different things.
Now,
but a lot of stuff is close.
Do these leaks are we crediting these leaks to the same person that gave us the previous leaks from Sword and Shield? Or is this a completely different person? So it's a completely different person.
None of these are the same person, but there are some correlations between what that guy said, who has pretty much been proven right, and then what these people are saying.
All right. So what else we got besides the Buzzwall's little cousin?
Next is Deerling's little cousin, a deer Pokemon that is normal and grass type.
Okay, so now we're just recycling stuff.
I'm pretty sure Deerling is also normal and grass type, or unless it's just pure grass. But sure. It's weird to have based on the same Pokemon with the same type.
Okay, so but it seems like we are just recycling again, though.
Right. This could be because they're taking Pokemon out, like Pokemon that aren't being in the game are getting their types reused.
It's possible because we do know that we are not going to have our full national Pokedex, which we have covered into the ground.
I think we talk about it every episode.
We do talk about it every episode because the whole hashtag campaign for the national Pokedex is still out there. Sorry, folks, it's not going to happen. Hashtags are not going to change the fact of this game was programmed a year ago, and they're not going to come. We might get them eventually, but we're not getting them right now. But we do know that the game is going to have 598 Pokemon in it.
That is one of the notes the guy in this current leak.
So we're
598 Pokemon. He says all starters are in the game, which if they were going for popularity, then that
you kind of have to. You kind of have to go with the starters.
But also you're going for popularity, and Maractus is in the game. And I would say Maractus is one of the most forgettable Pokemon.
I don't know what it looks like.
I rest my case.
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't heard if Mimikyu is going to be near that, so I really don't care.
I don't think Mimikyu's been confirmed.
It better be.
It'd be cool if it gets a Dynamax form.
Dynamax Mimikyu.
Where it gets big, but the costume doesn't, so it rips out of the costume, and we see what it looks like.
We finally see what Mimikyu looks like.
That would be. Okay, I just got really hype off of my own idea.
Thing is, I kind of like the idea of. I like the mystery of Mimikyu, man.
Another Pokemon this guy said that would be revealed is the Witch Hat Pokemon. He said, think Harry Potter, like the talking hat. That
So we
tells you
got
what
the Sorting Hat.
and it's going to be Ghost and Dark type, which I think is weird, but they've pretty much already said that they can do whatever they want with Ghost type. Just put a ghost in it.
It's the Pepsi Pokemon because there's a ghost in it.
Exactly. And then 2 new gyms. One, they only revealed one of the types. They said it's a fire type, and the leader is Max.
Max?
Max, I don't know. Normally, it would make sense that the type is in there.
He's gonna look like a bro.
But there's one thing I'm worried about Max is, if there's a fire type gym leader and the champion is using Charizard as his main, it seems kind of weird that they would have like a type overlap. Like normally the Elite Four are based on types that aren't represented in the gym leaders.
Is there been information about the champion using Charizard?
Yeah, he was in a trailer that came out. We see him and it zooms out and then there's a Charizard behind him.
Okay, well that could just be for the trailer though. Game companies are known to do things just to get your attention.
Maybe. It looked like they were revealing to us that Charizard is his ace, though. But maybe it's not.
It could be, though. But we don't know. Or maybe, we have 4... like something along the lines of Elite Four where they all have a different type, and then the master at the end has one of each. Who knows?
Well, I mean, that's true, too. I thought that would be a cool concept.
You ain't going to walk in there with a team and just mop through it then. So that's actually a pretty good idea. I'm awesome. I should think of that more often.
And then the final thing that we'll see in the trailer is two Galar specific forms. One is Oddish, which is a grass and fire type, which if you remember last week, I said that there was a grass and fire, a Alolan Oddish that was supposed, like a credible leaker said it was in the game, and then it was. And I specifically said
there's going to be Gala forms, so thank you.
Maybe it rolled over. Yeah, we exactly talked about this, so this is kind of cool if it's true. And then Hoppip is another Galarian form, and it's going to be Grass and Steel. And I bet if this leak is true, I bet that Oddish and Hoppip are version exclusive. Oddish in Sword and Hoppip in Shield.
I think you'd probably be right, because typically when they do the exclusives, it's something.
It's 2 Pokemon odd. That can be counterparts, and then the typing just makes sense for those games.
Yeah, so you're probably 100% right, and I'm going to have to concur with your analysis on that one.
We'll see what happens on Wednesday.
Right on. So, was there anything else in the leak?
They also said there's stuff that's not in the trailer.
Of course.
So
there better be. So, I mean, if I can just watch the trailer and get the whole movie, right. I'm not going to go see the movie.
This is some more outside information that the guy has. So they say you can call the Corviknight taxi anywhere you could use fly in the previous game. So as long as you're not like inside a building or in a cave, then you can call the Corviknight taxi. And we talked about that in episode 1, or maybe it was episode 2, where it was like where I said because there's those posts that they sit on in the trailer, they sit on like big sticks.
Yeah.
You have to walk up and talk to it.
Yeah, so we're going to adopt the whole concept from Sun and Moon / Pokemon Let's Go, where we're not going to be riding our specific Pokemon anymore. We are simply going to have a taxi service that is going to move us around. So I mean, that's just the way it's been since Sword and Shield forward. So it's to be expected, really.
Now, do you think we'll get to actually control the Corviknight the way we controlled Latios in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Like
I would say not.
Mini game?
I would say not. I think it's going to be, we're
going to bring it back, but probably not.
We're going to go to City A, and it's going to drop you off right in the same spot every time.
There's really no need to take that much time to travel places.
No, not really. I mean, for games like Pokemon Let's Go, I think that would have been a nice thing to do. I can see how the load times would have been horrendous trying to figure that out with constantly moving over terrain that the game wouldn't be expecting. But for games such as Sword and Shield, there's no need for it. So just drop me off the same place.
Right, and I agree. I don't know what I like better. It's really cool and novel to fly on a Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely.
But only like the first couple times, and then it's like, can we just get Can I just get to the last town real quick, please?
Now,
I want to go catch the Pokemon that's over there.
With the advent of the taxi service, now games like I've already mentioned, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, and Let's Go, we still had the ability for surf, but they took out the Pokemon aspect and gave you, here's a surfboard.
Right. And I think, well, we see in the trailer that Rotom, like, gets in your bicycle and then changes the wheels.
Because he's a ghost.
To go over water.
Because he's a ghost.
Right, yeah. So that was that I don't think you're going to have Pokemon using the HM surf anymore or anything like that. You'll probably just have Rotom modes that let you cut and push boulders and break boulders and ride your bike on the water and everything like that.
Well, from the standpoint of, well, I have this Pokemon that has cut, but I don't want to use it in my lineup all the time. Oh crap, I got to go cut, so I got to run back to the Pokemon Center and swap out. And right. It wasn't as though it added difficulty to the game. It was just adding an annoyance.
Yes.
So
and some people like that. I personally prefer it to be a little bit more streamlined.
Yeah. Listen, I know cut. Instead of me teaching my dog how to chew a branch, how about you give me a pair of scissors?
How about I just carry a pair of hedge trippers the whole time? And a lot of fan games do that. They don't force you to use HMs like traditionally. They just give you an item like a floating Lapras blow up thing.
That's cool. Now, unlike you all right?
Oh, sorry. Yep, I'm okay.
You gonna die?
Nope.
Okay, make sure your will's filled out. So, well, especially Nintendo, Game Freak, Pokemon are some of the most aggressive people at protecting their IPs. They're not dumb. So when stuff comes out in these fan-made games, if it's good, they're going to take it. Because you can't copyright it, so they're going to take it.
That's why you gotta download it and back it up. I have a fine collection of those games. So more stuff about this leak.
Okay. There's more.
Yeah, there's a few more details in this one. It sets to have a healthy post game where the character continues to get quests in this like final area that is not shown on the map.
That's awesome because typically your post game for Pokemon
Battle Frontier again, which is one of the most that's the number one thing that people ask for when they want to see what's in the post game is the Battle Frontier.
Okay, explain Battle Frontier to those who have not experienced it.
I don't know what it is. I did not play Emerald.
Either did I.
Which is where it was in the originally, and then I didn't really play much of the other games until X and Y, which didn't have it. And then I didn't play much post game of other than the Rayquaza episode. I didn't play much post game of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Well, in fairness, there hasn't really been a whole lot of focus on post game with Pokemon before. There's been content. I'm not misunderstand. I'm saying there's none. But typically, after you've beat the game, it's like, okay, let me round out my Pokedex, and that's pretty much all that's left. But haven't.
Oh, right. I mean, I'll finish the Pokedex, but as far as getting, I don't know. I think the battle, it would kind of compare it to the battle tree in Sun and Moon. I think. I don't know for sure though.
Okay.
And I did do a lot in the battle tree.
So what that is that? I think that pretty much covers the leaks.
Just that Impidimp is going to be revealed at Worlds.
But he's already been revealed. Right.
We've already seen Impidimp in the E3 demo.
Right. Little pink imp-looking, gremlin-looking guy.
Yeah. But just like they revealed the Corgi, Electric Corgi. We saw him in the same trailer or in the same gameplay demo that we saw Impidimp, but it wasn't officially revealed until the last trailer.
Yeah. We know what this is, but we're not going to tell you officially what it is until we want it.
Right.
Okay. So that pretty much covers our leak roundup. But we got some official news as well. At least you sent me some images.
What are the images?
Well, you sent me like a hilltop with some hill art on it and stuff.
Oh, that's still leaks.
Oh, that still leaks? Well, let's talk about the hill art.
That's all part of another leak.
Oh, so we got even... Okay, so you're just following one leaker, now we got another leaker, supposedly.
Yes, there were 3 leaks total that said...
All right. Well, tell me about the next one.
The 7th was the trailer. So, next one. This was posted on the 1st of August. He says there's going to be 3 new Pokemon.
You mean it? 3 whole Pokemon?
Yep, just like the last one.
Okay, what do you got?
This guy... Now, this Pokemon was first talked about from that original leaker that talked about Dynamaxing before it happened. He said about this Pokemon in his leak.
Okay.
So, this could be somebody piggybacking off of him and talking about this.
Could be.
So that's one thing to keep in mind, or it could be somebody further crediting him. We got to wait till Monday to see, or Wednesday to see. So the Pokemon is called Seagulp. It is an ice and flying type, and it has an attack where it flies down, and depending on what terrain you're on, whether it's water or land.
Okay, Duck's going to die on stream, folks.
I know. When it swoops down, it picks up either a Pikachu or a new Barracuda Pokemon called Barracuda.
Does it have a ghost in it?
Yes, it is. It's a Barracuda, which is a ghost and water type.
It's got a ghost in it.
Yeah. And when it's launched at the
are we going to have Ghostbusters downloadable content for this game?
They might, because Ghostbusters comes out a month or 2 before Sword and Shield.
Dude, this is getting funky, man. It's just... I mean, is Acerola coming back? Are we going to have the Hex Maniac make an appearance? I mean, what's going on here?
I don't know. Maybe.
So go on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Antorch is another Pokemon revealed. It's going to be based off of an ant, and it's going to be bug and fire type.
So we're again back to someone else talking about the ant.
So I wonder if people saw the same ant and they're talking about, and they both saw the design and guessed the type or something.
That's quite possible, because as long as they get something right, people will say, "Oh yeah, this person had it. They're inside. You know, they've broke into Game Freak and they've stolen the secret blueprints," and they'll get all kinds of fake internet points. So
right,
if they can make up something and be right, great. If not, I'll just make a new username.
We'll definitely see. Oh, I mean, these are anonymous usernames anyway.
Yeah.
This is all on 4chan.
4chan has a torrid history, but when it comes to leaks, they typically have good credibility. So
well, it depends. There's more leaks that aren't credible than are, but some credible leaks do come from 4chan as the original source.
Okay, so keep going then.
And then so next one is he says Impidimp is going to be revealed in this trailer on Wednesday.
Even though he's already been revealed.
Right, technically.
Okay.
And then he says the evil team is going to be Team Yell, which I've seen in pretty much every leak. The original leaker we covered did say that as well.
Team Yell?
Team Yell.
Ah!
Yeah. I don't know if it's something to do with cheering for people or what.
We keep hearing about different sounds in this game, and it's kind of getting scary.
Right.
Because does the Switch have a mic on it? Because I don't want to yell at my Switch.
I don't think it does have a mic.
Thank God.
New gym leader in the game is going to be Opal, who is a fairy gym leader. And on the map, it looks like there is a fairy type gym.
Right on.
He's talking about Galarian forms. Drafarig is apparently going to be a psychic and dark type. And Sudowoodo is going to be a rock and grass type.
That kind of makes sense. I can see Sudowoodo going that way.
And I like the way this makes sense in a way, just like the Oddish being in the game makes sense, because all the Alolan forms were from Generation 1, from Kanto region. Drafarig and Sudowoodo are both from Johto, which was Generation 2. So if they do exclusive Generation 2 Galarian forms,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if it was actually planned out that way, but yeah, everything it didn't even occur to me that everything in Sun and Moon were Kanto and these were Johto.
Yeah, I mean it could be. It's just a little thing.
Hmm.
And then they say the trailer ends with teasing new evolutions.
You have my attention.
Right. I don't know if it's like a silhouette. I read so many leaks. I don't remember if this one said it was silhouettes or just their cries.
The Pokemon Company is making a big push to make Eevee the second mascot for Pokemon. If you look, a lot of the art that's coming out now is you'll have, it used to be Pikachu in the 3 starters from Kanto. Now you're seeing Eevee put in with all those, and the idea is for people that are sick of seeing a yellow rat, just like you, because we know you hate Pikachu.
I'm very sick of seeing Pikachu.
Now we get a brown Chihuahua.
Fox.
Whatever. But I do like Eevee. And you do too. I can see right behind over your left shoulder, and I can see 3 evolutions right there.
Oh, yep.
So
I was just curious, what types do you think the evolutions would be if they were in this game?
I think we have to have a steel type.
It just makes sense.
I think we'd go steel. And oh my god, if we have a ghost Eevee.
Yeah, ghost Eevee would.
This was Eevee that got ran over by the neighbor.
I think steel type is like a given, and then maybe dragon, maybe fighting to go with Pokemon Sword.
I think it'd be very difficult to give me a fighting Eevee. Look at all the evolutions; they pretty much stay in the same form. They're just different colors and shaped slightly different. How do you get a fighting out of that? I don't see it. But dragon type, yeah, give it some wings. That's cool.
Yeah, I could definitely see dragon, and that's the consensus around the internet is it should be steel and dragon.
Yeah, I can go with that.
I've seen plenty of leaks where they say that that's confirmed, but
that's confirmed until it happens. But yeah, if I had to guess, I would go steel and dragon.
Let's see. Trailer ends. Okay, so this guy talks about Eternatus, which is another Pokemon that the original leaker talked about, is the third leak Pokemon, and everybody thinks he's the third legendary Pokemon, and they're saying he's a dark type. And everybody thinks that is the Pokemon that's going to be on the hill.
The hill.
But, yeah, the big hill picture? Yeah. I sent it to you.
Oh, that's right. The hill. Gotcha.
The hill. Yeah. It's based on on a national landmark in, what do you call it? In the UK. So what they're saying is that is not Eternatus. We have not seen Eternatus yet, but that is actually a Pokemon called, I lost the name. Hold on.
We don't really have time to hold on.
Meteodyna.
What is it again?
Meteodyna.
Meteodyna. At least that's the interpretation you have of it.
Allegedly the Pokemon that is responsible for the Dynamax phenomenon.
Right on. Well, it makes a lot of sense seeing it. We're seeing it as a giant mural on the side of a mountain. So I could. And then
if you saw on the hill, there are 3 little Pokemon that are humanoid on there.
Yes, but we also have the possibility up top of Lord Helix.
Oh, I never even realized it looked like Lord Helix.
It does look like Lord Helix up top.
Those are supposedly, the little ones are supposedly Meteodyna when it's not Gigantamaxed.
Okay.
And then the little 4-legged Pokemon is called Pigsy. It's a fairy type, and it's the mythical of the region, apparently.
Okay. Because we always have to have a mythical. Because we have a lot of myths in Pokemon. Right.
A la Shaman, Mew, Celebi.
Don't forget Celebi.
Yeah.
Right on. Any other thing on the leaks?
Yeah, he revealed the types of Zamazenta and Zacian, which are the 2 legendaries. The box art legendaries.
Right.
Zacian is the one
with the sword in his mouth.
I think it's the one with the sword in its mouth, which is supposedly Steel Fire. And Zamazenta is the one with the shield around its neck, and that is Steel fighting. Now
Again,
I don't.
how are
I
you getting,
see.
how
I
are
see
we
the
getting a
typings
4-legged dog
reversed.
be a fighting? I don't get it.
Uh,
I guess he's more like a lion. I mean, whatever. If you're gonna do it, do it. Do whatever you want. It's your game. But
maybe it's typed wrong. I see it being reversed and making more sense.
possibly.
If the one
I
with the
fail to
sword
see
is the
how
fighting
something
type
can
and the
live
one
its
with the
life with
mane
a
is the
sword
fire
stuck in
type.
its mouth all the time.
Right. And then last but not least, they said the legendary trio would be based on wooden soldiers. So what I did was I looked up British wooden soldiers to see what they were talking about. And I got like colonial war looking stuff, but then I sent you the image of this, and see how they all have, weapons on them?
Well, I can see that, and you can see that. Maybe the audio listeners can't, so
Oh,
you should probably explain it to
right.
them.
So audio listeners can't. So I found an image of little soldiers that are all holding different types of weapons. Some are holding guns, some are holding bows, some are holding swords. And then I found that I picked this image specifically because of the names of these Pokemon are Lanswell, Xena, and Bowane. I believe, like, that's just me trying to pronounce them.
Right, which
But
is
they're
always way off.
Right. What I get out of that is lance, axe, and bow. So they're all, different weapons used in medieval times.
All right, that's a possibility. They do like to draw on different myths and wordplay in Pokemon, so that's quite possible.
Right. So that was just what I thought would tie into it.
Do we have anything else Sword and Shield related?
That is. Are we good on time?
Oh, we're good on time.
So there's one more leak that I thought was really fun, but I didn't originally plan on talking about it.
But it's fun, so let's talk about it.
Okay. So this is a leak that's posted in kind of like rhymes and a riddle. So I'll just read it word for word here, and then we'll go over each line and try to figure.
Wait. Let me stop you.
Okay.
If you're gonna do this, I'm fine, by all means. But I've seen your stream, and on your stream, when you're going through telling the story, you try to give every character a different voice. And I will say it's one of the most entertaining parts of your stream is trying not to laugh myself off my chair when you're trying to, especially with the female characters.
Oh yeah.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Don't worry.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this leak is posted in riddle form. It says, "The 7th in the middle of the coming month may show you more. Transport with tracks to a city with water galore. New times 3 is what the eye may see. A bug with the power of 8 itself. A squirrel who's as red as fire. A colorful demon gargoyle who likes the dead of night. Couple new guns with one for each. An icy, cold place to protect and a dark place to attack."
Okay, I understood most of it. When it comes to the guns, are we thinking like custom catchers and stuff like that?
I think it's Jim.
I think it's what?
I don't know why they would say gun there, but I think it's Jim.
Okay.
So let's go by line. The 7th in the middle of the coming month may show you more. The 7th day of the next month, which this was posted on the 30th of
In the middle is a
July.
Wednesday.
Right. The 7th. So they're talking about this Wednesday.
Okay.
Transport with tracks at a city with water galore, which means the train station in the game, we've already seen the tracks on the map, is going to be in the same place with the water gym. This is just the way I deciphered it.
I'm following. I'm tracking. Keep going.
New times 3 is what the eye may see.
So we're getting the 3 new Pokemon.
Yep, pretty easy. A bug with the power of 8 itself. Now this one's hard. I don't know if it's trying to say like a spider with 8 arms.
Well, no, like ants are known to have it in, X times their body size and strength.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You're right. Yeah, 8 times its own body weight.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
So
yeah,
keep going.
That actually fits. A squirrel who's as red as fire, which we've already gotten information about squirrel Pokemon. The original guy from the the original leak we covered talked about 2 different types of squirrels that can come out of the trees when you shake them for berries.
Okay.
And then we've also seen in the stadium. I should have sent you this picture, but somebody got a real close-up image of somebody's t-shirt which had a red squirrel on it.
There you go. Keep going. What's the next line?
A colored demon gargoyle who likes the dead of night. I'm pretty sure that's impotent.
Okay. So far the poem seems like it's the most logical. Keep going.
Yeah, this seems legit, which is, I reread it after I made the original layout for what to discuss, and I'm like, actually, you know what? This is actually pretty good.
I mean, it's a crappy poem, don't get me wrong.
Right.
but all the information's there.
And then couple new gyms with 1 for each. I'm replacing guns with gyms here.
That makes sense.
So one gym, we already saw in the last trailer that there were gym leader exclusive trainers. An icy cold place to protect, which means an ice gym in shield, and a dark place to attack, which means a dark type gym in sword.
Also, we're talking about having exclusive gyms to different games.
That was revealed in the last trailer.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
There's a ghost type gym leader in one game and a fighting type gym leader in the other game.
Oh, which one's the ghost? Do we know?
I don't remember off the top of my head. Probably shield.
Right on. I'm probably gonna go shield then.
And then this person also talks about things outside of the league.
But what'd they talk about?
Sorry, I have to filter out the the story spoilers. Map is incomplete, hidden areas. So that's just showing that. And then
all right, well, while he reads, we're going to talk about something else, and that is that we do have everything on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and right here on Twitch. If you can't catch us here on Twitch live and join us so you can actually see what we're seeing, and then if you're watching on Twitch, you can actually watch the post-show Q&A, which is content you're not going to get on the podcast format. But if you do indulge in the podcast while on the go with iTunes, Spotify, and other things, you can also leave us a review. That is very helpful to us. And I'd like to just give a big shout out to the first 5-star review, and that would be to Cod King Vegeta 22. Give us 5 stars. Excellent podcast with lots of Pokemon information. Definitely worth listening to. So thank you to Cod King Vegeta. Hopefully you're listening tonight as well.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. I see you in the chat.
Oh, there you go. So thank you very much for that.
Right. So everything in this is pretty much spoilers. He's basically hints that there's going to be Galar forms, and that he would name the 2 evolutions Arthur and Metallica.
I hope not.
That's what he says.
I hope not.
I don't know.
I hope not. That sounds dumb. But
I'm not saying that's the names of the Pokemon. That's what the leaker would nickname them.
Well,
I don't know what Arthur would mean, but Metallica kind of reminds me of a steel type.
maybe. I hope it's not Metallica though, because that's gonna be copyright. But all right, so that pretty much wraps up Sword and Shield. Do you have anything else Pokemon related?
That's about it, other than my plugs.
Well, let's hear your plugs.
Well, it's really just one for now. I stream on Twitch. I try to stream every Wednesday, Tuesday, and Friday. Although it seems like I've had to miss a lot of streams
Most
lately.
people would say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
No, I have my league on Wednesday.
Go on.
So that's at twitch.tv/BlueDuckGoldDuck with no E.
Yep. No E in the Blue Duck Gold Duck.
Yep.
I also stream on Twitch with Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. We do giveaways, viewer battles, you name it, we do it. And that's going to be right here on this channel on Twitch if you're watching us live. If not, it's twitch.tv/the_Razgrees01. And we do that pretty well hit and miss right now. I don't really got a steady schedule on there, but if you hit the follow button, you'll get a notification anytime I go live. Again, if you indulge in the podcast, whether it be on iTunes, Spotify, or Google Play, please give us a review and 5 stars. We'd greatly appreciate that. And if you do catch us live on Twitch, make sure you stay after the outro for our post-show Q&A. And again, one more big special thank you to both Retrospector and Nate Wants to Battle for our intro and outro music. They're awesome songs, and we're so glad to have those. Other than that, Duck, do you have anything else for the audience tonight?
That's it. So until next time, remember, if it's too good to be blue, it's probably gold.
There you go, folks. Have a good night.